What's going on, guys? This is Lior and welcome back to the channel. Now in this video I wanted to give you guys another building update on one of my buildings that I bought last year. So I am standing right behind it. There's this nice little yellow brick 3-family right here in the neighborhood of Boston. So what I'll talk about in this video, I'll give you guys the overview of how I actually bought it, how I financed it, the work that we did to it, and the current status. So I'll give you guys all the details right now. Now, before we get into the video, super quickly guys, if this is your first time on my channel, make sure you smash that subscribe button for me. I put out tons of new videos every single week talking all about buy and hold real estate investing, multifamily, and literally anything under the sun about those specific topics. So if that's the kind of content you're looking for, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Let's start with the beginning on this particular project. So this building I actually bought kind of differently from most of my other ones, right? If you've seen my other YouTube videos, you know that a lot of the deals I put together, I usually involve commercial mortgages or hard money loans, and then I typically get money from capital partners and I put the deals together this way. This was actually a deal that I used a residential loan for, right? So I actually used my own money 100% because with residential loans, you can't really do those creative structures. So I actually used an owner-occupant loan because at the time I was eligible for it. And I thought, why not? Might as well use an owner-occupant loan to snag up another multi. So I used an FHA loan where I put down 5% and I was able to take down this 3-family that I paid just under $900,000 for, right? So again, if you're not familiar with the Boston market, those are the prices here for 3-families. We're typically somewhere between $250,000 to $300,000 per door, which is of course a lot more expensive than other areas of the country. But that being said, so I used an owner-occupant loan on this one. Again, 3-family, $900,000 purchase, and I actually ended up partnering up with a good friend of mine from high school. So it actually worked out really good because he's got a construction background. And we ended up doing a fair amount of work. When we bought the building, it needed a good amount of work. We renovated the interiors, the kitchens, the baths. We did a lot of plumbing work. Actually, the building was on one heating system that was oil. We converted that into 3 separate gas systems, so really improved the mechanicals, did some electrical updates, did more just big updates throughout the building. We put drainage around the building. So just kind of really improved it from head to toe and made it a lot more of a functional building. So the work that we actually did, the construction period actually was right at the beginning of COVID. We closed on this building in February of 2020. It took us about 3 or 4 months to do construction, and it literally was right to the beginning of COVID. So we had to balance a lot of delays. Obviously the city was shut down for a little bit. So the construction definitely took a little bit longer than we had hoped. And obviously pricing because of that went up as well. But eventually we were able to get it done. And then we actually leased it all up by that following July. We had the building completely rented out. Now the financials are really solid on it. As I said, we spent about $900,000 in acquisition. We probably spent about $70,000 or so on the actual construction. Now the building itself is probably today worth around $1.05 million. So, pretty solid numbers again for a kind of a small cosmetic job. And for the fact that we use an FHA loan and we only had to put down 5%, it's a great return on the money we invested. Plus our monthly cash flows are really solid in this building. We collect a little bit over $8,000 per month in gross rents. I think we're like 8,200 around somewhere there. Our mortgage payment here is about 5,200. So adding some additional expense budgets and all that, we probably spend about $6,000 a month or so. So again, we probably cash flow around $2,000, a little bit over that per month, which is really solid for a 3-family in the Boston area. So I wanted to shoot this video because I've had a lot of you guys that watch my videos that maybe have only done a couple of deals or are newer. You don't have to get into these very complex commercial structures on your first couple of deals, right? You want to make sure that you're still able to use the low-hanging fruit, which is using residential loans, right? That's definitely the much easier path to go down to. And especially something like an owner-occupant FHA loan where you only need 5% down, right? So if you think your cost of capital is an issue, or if you think, you don't have necessarily the money to do a deal, right? This is the exact avenue you want to take where you can get into these larger deals. You don't need a ton of money. You don't need that full 25% down. You don't have to go crazy with different commercial lending, hard money lending, borrowing money from capital partners, right? It's just a lot smoother a process to get this kind of deal under your belt. I mean, I still try to tackle one of these every year or two just because I'm eligible for it as an owner occupant, you know, so make sure you're using the low hanging fruit to continue to grow out your portfolio. So if you guys have any questions about any of this, whether it's the residential loan side, the commercial loan side, make sure you put them in the comments below and I will definitely help you out.